Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss two questions from June 2017. These questions are from part C. Without further ado, let's get started. So what question says? So given a matrix A whose order is 4 cross 4, okay, which is real, symmetric, and also it is non-singular, okay, then there exists then they are saying there exists a positive integer p such that so they are given four options, okay. So what they are basically asking, they are given four different kind of matrix. First option is pi plus a. So in all four options they are asking about positive definiteness of the matrix, okay. Let's understand what is positive definite. So for that, let me recall some fact and some definition. So first fact, a is positive definite if and only if all eigenvalues, here lambda means eigenvalues, all eigenvalues are non-negative, okay. If it might be 0, it may be greater than 0, but basically it should be non-negative, okay. Let me recall one more thing. If I have two matrix A and B which are positive definite, then their addition, okay, the scalar multiplication provided p is positive, and their a raised to some power p, where p may be any power, it may be integer, it may be natural number, anything, okay. So these are also positive definite, okay. So just by using these two results we are going to solve all four options, okay. So in first option they are saying pi plus a is positive definite, a raised to p positive definite, we must have p, so we have to choose p. So choosing p is in our hand, okay. So see, in first option they are saying pi plus a, is it positive definite or not. So see, when do we say pi plus a is positive definite? When all its eigenvalues are non-negative, okay. But see, there is no question of zero eigenvalue, because in question itself they have given a is non-singular, means what, 0 cannot be eigenvalue of matrix A, okay. So if I assume, okay, let lambda I, where how many eigenvalues this matrix will have, obviously 4 eigenvalues. So suppose let lambda I be the eigenvalue of A. What can we say about lambda I? So first thing we can say, lambda I cannot be 0, okay, for any I. So lambda I cannot be 0. What else we can say? We can say lambda I is real, okay, because symmetric matrix has a real eigenvalue. We can say lambda I belongs to real numbers, okay. Now see, if my all eigenvalues of pi plus a are non-negative, then we can claim pi plus a is also positive definite. But can we choose such p? Let's see what can be eigenvalues of pi plus a. What can be eigenvalues of pi plus a? Obviously p plus lambda I, where lambda is our eigenvalue of a, and obviously pi will have eigenvalue p, okay. So these are the eigenvalues of pi plus a. Can it be positive for our choice of p? So obviously we can choose sufficient p such that p plus lambda is greater than equal to 0, okay. So even if my lambda is negative, I can choose such p, okay. So suppose I'm getting lambda as minus 1000, I can choose p as 1001, okay. Even if my lambda is minus 1 lakh, I can choose p equals to 1 lakh plus 1, okay. So in any case we can choose sufficient p such that p plus lambda is going to be non-negative, okay. So obviously pi plus a is going to be positive definite. Why? Because eigenvalues are non-negative, okay. That's why my this matrix is positive definite, okay. So first option we have claimed. Now see, in second option they are saying a raised to p is positive definite, okay. So see, in order to prove a raised to p is positive definite, first of all let's look at how eigenvalues of a raised to p will look like, okay. So if my eigenvalues of A is lambda I, okay, that's what we have chosen, lambda I. Then what will be the eigenvalues of A raised to P? Obviously lambda I raised to P will be eigenvalues. Is this eigenvalues are greater than or equal to 0 for sufficient our choice of P? So obviously we can choose. So if my lambda is positive, then there is no problem, lambda I raised to P is greater than 0. But see, even if my lambda is negative, I can choose P to be even power, okay, I can choose P to be even, so that my negative power of some even number is going to be non-negative, okay. So in this case also we can choose sufficient P such that lambda I raised to P is going to be non-negative, okay. So again this is going to be positive definite. Next, A raised to minus P. So will it be positive definite? First of all, let's look at what will be eigenvalues of A raised to minus P. So if I look at eigenvalues of A raised to minus P, so what will be eigenvalues of A raised to minus P? Lambda raised to minus P, okay. So this will happen for every I, okay. So in this case my eigenvalues will be lambda I raised to minus P. So will it be positive for our choice of P? So see, just now we have proved in second option lambda I raised to P. Just to prove lambda I raised to P, we can choose our choice of P such that lambda I raised to positive, okay. If this is positive, then their inverse is also going to be positive, okay. Let's understand this carefully. If my number is positive, then its inverse is also going to be positive, okay. So this also lambda I raised to minus P also going to be non-negative, means what, this is again going to be positive definite. Now let's look at fourth option, what they are saying, E raised to P times A minus identity, okay. So this is crucial, let's understand this carefully. So see, E raised to PA minus identity. So what is my eigenvalues of A? My eigenvalues of A is lambda I, and what we know about lambda I? Lambda is real and non-negative, okay. Next, what is the condition on P? P is going to be positive integer, means what, P is going to be positive integer. But see, if my lambda is positive, in positive into positive will be, so if my lambda is positive, then what will happen, lambda raised into P also going to be positive, so E raised to P A minus 1, okay. So this will be eigenvalue, and we can choose sufficient large P such that this is positive. But see, if my lambda is negative, then what will happen, see, P is positive, lambda is negative, means what, P into lambda I is going to be negative. Positive into negative will be negative number. Now let's understand carefully. If I take exponential function on either side, I will get E raised to Pi less than E raised to 0. E raised to 0 means what, 1, means what, E raised to P lambda I minus 1 going to be less than 0. So in this case we are getting negative eigenvalues, okay. So whatever P you choose, you will get negative eigenvalues for negative eigenvalues of A. So this cannot be positive definite. Why? Because if I choose any arbitrary P, then also I am getting negative eigenvalues, so this cannot be positive definite, okay. So which options are correct? A, B and C are correct options, okay. Okay, let's look at one more question. So what this question says, so we have M as a collection of all matrices ABCD, okay, where ABCD are from Z, means integers, and eigenvalues of A are in Q. Q means what, set of rational numbers, okay. So this is the set we have given, and they are asking about set M in all four options, okay. So first option says M is empty, second says M is ABCD, where ABCD is in Z, okay. So see, let's look at first option. What first option says, M is empty, okay. First option says M is empty set, means what, there is no such M, there is no such matrix in M which satisfy this property. But see, we can choose one example. Simply you choose zero matrix, no need to think about some fancy example. You just simply choose 0 matrix, you will see that all entries are from integers. Also eigenvalues of this matrix are 0. Okay, so eigenvalues are also rational numbers. Means what, there exists an element A which belongs to M, but see they are saying in first option M is empty, which is absurd. So first option is wrong, there exists element, they are saying M is empty. Okay, in second option they are saying M is nothing but our set ABCD, and ABCD belongs to Z. Now see, our original set was this, and they have in second option they just have removed this option. Means what, this M and M are same, means what, this and this side, if my left hand side is same, then my right hand side is also same. Right hand side is same means what, ABCD must belong to Z, and eigenvalues must be in rationals. So now we just have to find one example whose eigenvalue are not in Q. Okay, if we are able to find such example in M, then we are done. Okay, so can we find such example of matrix whose eigenvalues are not in Q? Again, I can choose as simple example as I can think of. Okay, so again 0, we choose this matrix simply. Can you guess the eigenvalues of this? First of all, what we do to find out eigenvalues of matrix, try to approach for is characteristic polynomial. What will be the characteristic polynomial? Lambda square plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, next, what will the roots of this equation? This roots of this equation is nothing but eigenvalues of this matrix. So what are the roots? Simply plus minus I will be the eigenvalues. Okay, and is this belongs to Q? Obviously not. In fact, they are not even belongs to R. Okay, so we got one example which is in M whose eigenvalues are not in Q. Okay, so therefore this option will be false. Okay, let's look at third option. In third option they are saying if A is in M, then eigenvalues are in Z. Okay, they are saying if my A is in M, then eigenvalues are in integer. They are saying eigenvalues must be integer value. Okay, so see, this same counter example will work for this. We got one matrix A whose eigenvalues are not in Z. Okay, so this option has to be false. Now see, this is part C question. Okay, and we have already discarded 3 options, so obviously 4 has to be true. Okay, no need even to try to prove this. But see, we are pure mathematician, and we have to think every possible option. So I'm going to solve fourth one also. Okay, so what they are saying, if my A and B belongs to M such that A into B is my identity, then they are saying only possibilities for determinant of A are plus 1 and minus 1. That's what they're saying. If my AB is in M such that their product is identity, then determinant of A either plus 1 or minus 1. Okay, now let's understand this very carefully. If my A into B is identity, okay, if I multiply throughout by A inverse, what we will get? We will get B equals to A inverse. Okay, now let's understand carefully. What is my A inverse? What is the formula for A inverse? Adjoint of matrix A divided by determinant. Okay, now see, what is adjoint of matrix? Adjoint of matrix is nothing but transpose of cofactor. Okay, and see, if my A, what is my A? What was my A was in M, means what, A has integer entries. If my A has integer entries, then what can be entries of adjoint of A? Obviously it has to be integer also. Okay, so for understanding, I'm doing one example. Suppose my A is ABCD, where ABCD all in integer, then what will be my adjoint of A? How do we find adjoint? DA minus B minus A. These are also integer entries. Okay, so if my adjoint has integer entries, and if I divide some value, and what is the value? Determinant. Now see very carefully, my B is also belongs to M, means what, B has to be all entries belongs to integer. If I divide adjoint of a by any other value other than plus and minus 1, then what will happen, my adjoint of a will have a rational entries. Okay, so in order to have b has integer entries, my determinant of a has to be plus or minus 1, otherwise what will happen, my b will have rational entries. So in order to b have integer entries, my b determinant of a has to be either plus 1 or minus 1. Means what, this option